That's a grand big sound, isn't it? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sunday night is Organ Music Night, and we started out this evening's miscellany, this evening's cornucopia with a hymn, yes, from the German hymn book. This is the original melody from which, I think Lucian said it earlier. Something about all creatures of our God and King. Yes, well, that came later. This is the original melody from what the hell does that say? 1625. That's almost 4:30. 1625. Very, very old melody. Lovely old melody. It's a hymn to Mary, one of those old ones. Absolutely beautiful. Number 533 in the hymn book, should you be interested. A grand old tune. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to reverse the roles this evening. Today in Gartshore land, we had, not to put too fine a point on it, we had a completely shit day. Everything that could possibly have gone wrong went wrong, and then some. Even to the extent our dinner burned. Now that never happens. Yeah, Vanessa is an ex-gastronomic genius, and I'm not a bad cook either. Even our dinner burnt tonight. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong today. I am in a foul mood, and I don't mind saying that because that will I'm telling you this at the beginning because anything could happen tonight. I'm expecting anything to happen, so rather than me entertain you, I want you to put me in a good mood. All right, I'm leaving it up to you. Now, you can choose how you want to put me in a good mood. You can visit the box office. That would be a brilliant way to put me in a good mood. You can visit our wish list. That would be a really nice way to put me in a good mood. You can say nice things in the chat. You can do whatever you want, but see if you can cheer me up by the end of the night, please. Otherwise, I'm going to go to bed in a bad mood, and that is not a very good thing at all. All right, not a good thing at all. So I hope you're paying attention. John says, I'll try my best. That's good. Thank you, John. At least I know one of you is listening. That's good. That's good. Combustion, says Robert. Yeah, a lot of combustion is going on. And oh, by the way, that's a mind-numbing drink there today. Well, it's not actually, it's just a glass of wine. But it's rather nice, and it's definitely required. Right, we're on Alessandria tonight, which is one of my favorite organs of all time. It's a lovely instrument. It does all sorts of wonderful things. We can play around with it. It's got everything you need, including, of course, probably the best tuba on Hauptwerk. Something like that. There you are. Joe is busy saying, love you guys. Well, we love you too, Joe. Is that going to cheer me up? We'll see. We'll see. If you all send me all that kind of stuff, then I'm sure it might work. We'll work it out. Vanessa actually said to me earlier today, she said, don't you dare play a concert tonight. Not in that mood. Now, don't get me wrong. She's in a bad mood as well. It's not, it's not because of her or anything like that. We're both in a very bad mood today. And like I say, anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong today. And that's just the fun. Actually, let's play a piece of music that might cheer me up a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. Pick yourself up. Pick yourself up. Start all over again. How many times we wanted to do that today? Ian Walker, I got distracted. How much have I missed? You missed my description of a shit day. Not a crap day, Mike. A shit day. A fully shit day. I'm going to swear a lot tonight, so get ready for it. I'm warning you in advance. Any people of a nervous disposition, just go to bed. Let's see what happens. Anything could happen tonight. Anything at all could happen tonight. Anyway, the fun and games. Lucian, thank you very much over there in the super chats. Super chats are good for universal mood enhancer. Your rock. Thank you very much indeed. Your rock. Yes. All right. Julian GC is going for the approach with lots of clapping. That might work as well. You never know. Right. There was a hymn I spotted the other day. I thought we have to play this. That's not that. Hold on. It's somewhere around the 200 mark in the English hymnal. And it was a very nice hymn. And I thought, ooh, I like the look of that. No, it was an acute key. Ah, that might be it. Nope. That's your boy. That's your boy. Alpha brainwaves. That sounds rather weird. Here's a piece of music called Grafton, but it's based on a French version of the hymn Tantum Ergo, Sacramentum, all that kind of stuff. All that stuff, lovely stuff, and this is nice. This is really nice. I spotted this the other day. I don't really know it, but I thought that's going to sound nice. So let's see what we can do with it. I'm going to put on a weird registration here. We want that. That's right. We want that, and we want to couple that to that and add that. That's the one, and that. Yeah, that's it. And then we want to add that, and to accompaniment we want that, that, and that. There we go. Right, check this out. This is going to be weird. That's a cute little piece of music, isn't it? It's rather nice. It's very French. I think you might agree. Something very French sounding about it. At the end there, that was the harmonizations from the book there. The rest of it was just my weird harmonizations in the middle to try and make it sound even more French. Did I get away with it? Did it sound French? What does French mean to you? What does French mean to you? Number 300 and... Number 300 and... It's in here somewhere. There we go. Number 388. Let's head down to the very southwest of the United Kingdom to one of the southernmost cathedrals. Truro. T-R-U-R-O. Truro is the title of this tune. And the words, in this book at least, in number 388, are, Jesus shall reign where'er the sun. The sun is something we haven't seen in this part of the world for an awfully long time. That's not true. It came out for about half an hour today. That's not helping the mood either. Anyway, here we go. Here's a fun tune to hopefully cheer us up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Music heals all, apparently, and we're definitely getting there. Getting a bit better. If you add a bass shaker to your bench, you can feel the low organ notes. Headphones, Mr. Chop. Headphones. Headphones. You could add all the shakers you wanted. There would be none of it making its way up to here. None of it making its way up there. Joe is coming up with a lot of nice little suggestions of tunes to play. So let's see what Uncle Joe suggests there. Cheek to cheek, he said, the cheeky sod that he is. I'm allowed to say that to Joe. Cheek to cheek, Cole Porter. Yeah, let's have some of that. Cheek to cheek. Cheek to cheek. No, cheek to cheek was not Cole Porter, was it? Cheek to cheek was Irving Berlin. Cheek to cheek was Irving Berlin. Yes, silly me. Cheek to cheek was Irving Berlin, 1930. I'm going to guess 1934. I think that was right. Years ago, I remembered all of these things. Cheek to cheek, heaven, I'm in heaven. Now, cheek to cheek can mean two things. It can mean dancing with this cheek to someone else's cheek, or I suppose it could mean dancing cheek to cheek down there. Theoretically, it could mean this cheek against that cheek, but that would be too uncomfortable, I think. Anyway, cheek to cheek, heaven, dance along if you know the moves, sing along if you know the words. You can pretend to be Ella Fitzgerald and sing, or you can pretend to be Fred Astaire and dance. Either's fine by me. Both were prolific wearers of wigs. So there you are. Cheek to cheek. Here we go. Cheek to cheek. Yes, that did it. Cheek to cheek is all good fun. Cheek to cheek. Yes. I used to perform that with a band, and I used to sing it. Not going to sing it tonight for the simple reason I'm not going to sing it tonight. But we used to have good fun doing all that kind of stuff. Shall we have... Yeah, I'm in the mood for some fun now. Mood for some fun. Joe's coming up with so many million things there I can't possibly... Fascinating rhythm. Well, that's the old... that's the Gershwins. We did that a couple of weeks ago. Quite a fast quick step, says French horn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to play for dancing, organ for dancing, or in a dance band. And we used to really annoy the dancers. We would speed up ever so slightly or slow down ever so slightly during a tune, but so slightly that you wouldn't really notice it. But because most of these, or shall we say, are they ballroom dancers or are they sequence dancers? What's the difference? Most of them are so stuck up their own rear end that they dance at one speed and one speed only. And if you move half a beat too fast or half a beat too slow, they don't care. They will stick to their speed. So it means by the end of it, they're completely out of time with the music, and everyone's laughing at them. So yes, those were the fun games we used to have back in those days. Captain R. Trevithick is nervous. Good evening, Jeff. Why are you nervous? Good evening, Joe. Thank you for being in the chit chat tonight. I hope you are doing all right. Lucian Goodson is here from Texas. How are you doing down in Texas land? Anonymous is here. Cam is here from Maryland. Hi Cam, hi Christian. I hope you're bopping along in the background. Robert Varner is here from up in New Jersey. Having worked in biomedical research, I've heard every curse word invented. I'm Scottish. I'm posh. I'm willing to bet I can come up with 1 million different curse words that you've never heard before, but not tonight. Here's Jeff Ford. Hello, Jeff. Put something in your wish list to help cheer you up. That's what I'm talking about, Jeff. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Thank you very much. Mike King is here. Only 70... Oh, bugger off. We're not interested in that. Right. Ian Walker is here. Hello, Ian. Weird registration. Nightingale, Duck Call, and Vox Humana. Oh, yes. Well, we'll come back to that in a second. Thanks, Ian. Johannes84 is here as well. Good evening, Johannes. Alexander Wunderlich is here. Hello, Alexander. Who else is here? Ursa is here. Hello, Ursa. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, who else is here? Thomas is here. Xing Shang Chong. Splendid. Right. The gang is arriving. Carl Kepner with his elliptical orbits of Mars is also here. Hi, Carl Kepner. If you don't know what that was, that's my useless impression of... What was his name? The elliptical orbits of Mars. Remember him? He was a Carl as well. He was wonderful. I loved him. Who else do we have? Max is here. Hi, Max. Max Huber is here. Splendid. Julian GC is here with all his applause. Thanks, Julian. There's Gerhard Flink. John P. is also here. Ah, here we go. Now we're going. Andrew Prince is here. Andrew, thank you for chipping in on the wish list. Was it late last night or was it Friday? It was last night, wasn't it? Thank you very much, Andrew. Very kind. Who else have we got? Let's have a look. Gershi is here. Hello, Gershi. Good evening. Oh, hold on. Don't I have a piece of music for you? I do. I've got a cheesy piece of music. We'll come up with that in a minute. Cheesy peas. Right. Chop is here. Oh, yes. Hello, Chop. Maximum immersion. Oh, I could do with maximum immersion in a bathtub full of hot water. That would be nice. Well, that's another thing. Our heating is on the fritz. So the heating engineer is coming tomorrow morning to fix it. Again, this will be the 4th or 5th time now. Yay. Martin Wiedemann is here from the very north of Germany. Moin. Rue is here. Hello, Rue. To all lurking here. Well, hello to you lurking in the background there. French Horn is here. Good evening to you. Who else is here tonight? Yellowbird is here. Good evening, Yellowbird. Ah, here we go. Everyone's here now. The robotic crafter is here. Tim is here. Hi, Tim. Tim's not here again. Sorry, Tim. Tim's definitely not here. Okay, thank you for not being there, Tim. Hafalapalopalos Papadappadopados is also here this evening. That's the only Greek pronunciation I can do. If you're from the United Kingdom, every Greek person is just called Papadopoulos. And I once met Mr. Papadopoulos. It took me a long time to take him seriously. Anyway, never mind. Andrew Gia is here. Lovely that you are here. Thank you, Andrew. John Drake is here. Hi, John. Who else be here? Did anyone get my Carl? There he is, Carl Sagan. Well done. Jeff got that. Cam got that. Mike, just a little donation. Thank you, Mike, for your just a little donation. Very kind, thank you. No donation is too little. Thank you very much. To cheer you up, Fraser, ein altes Sprichwort für dich. Der schlimmste Tag, komme was kommen mag. Die Stunde rennt auch durch den schlimmsten Tag. Well, it's getting close to midnight, so let's hope so. Let's hope so. Anyone fancy translating what Johannes wrote there? I can't be bothered. Right, let's have a little look and see what's happening this evening. Jeff said he did something over on the wish list. So let's have a looky. Ooh, what's happening here? There's Jeff on the wish list. Thank you very much indeed. Wow. Thank you, Jeff. There's the Platts gang on the wish list. Thank you very much indeed for that. Thank you. And there's Alexander on the wish list. Thank you very much, Alexander. Gosh, thank you, folks. That's very kind indeed. At the box office this evening. Gosh, a few people have been to the box office too. Ah, here we go. Right, who's been here? Stefan got the ball rolling. Thank you, Stefan. That's very kind. Who's this? There's our friend Opus. Thank you very much, Opus. Very kind of you. Who's this? Roo. Thank you, Roo. Thank you very much indeed. Ta. There we go. Right, who's this? That's Martin. Martin and Sheila. Thank you very much, Martin and Sheila. Very kind. And who's this? And there's Andrew again. My goodness, Andrew. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, and who have we got here? We've got some people lumped together here. We have got Jerry Martin. Thank you, Jerry Martin. We have... Is Jerry even here tonight? Jerry's oot and about. Thank you, Jerry. That's very kind. In anticipation of watching you on catch up. Oh, there we are. So Jerry will not be watching us live this evening. Alexander, thank you very much. Oh, Alexander again. Alexander on the tickets as well. Who this? That's Lucian on the... Oh, my goodness, Lucian double as well. There's a lot of doubles tonight. Thank you very much, folks. There's Lucian. And Joe. Thank you very much, Joe. That's very kind of you. Offering for some unburnt food. Thank you, Joe. Yes. Yes, the burnt food. I have no idea what happened. There's definitely something in the air today in this part of the world. I'm not going to tell you everything bad that happened today, because we'd be here all bloody night. The worst thing that happened was when Vanessa and I said, right, come on, that's it now. We're going to sit down, we're going to have dinner tonight. And our dinner was going to be homemade pizza, our Christmas present to each other. Vanessa and I are very pragmatic when it comes to things like this. Last year, our Christmas present to each other was one of these gas-fired pizza ovens, you know, a self-contained thing and a tank of gas that you attach to it. And it's brilliant. It fires these pizzas better than a pizza restaurant. It's absolutely wonderful. Now, Vanessa being an ex-gastronome, Vanessa in her past, she had, how many? Bist du da? Mrs. G? She's not there. She's probably gone to bed already. Okay. How many restaurants has she had in her life? 1, 2, 3, at least 4. At least 4. And most of them were Italian restaurants. She's not Italian herself, but most of them were Italian restaurants. One of them was an incredibly posh Italian restaurant. And thankfully, she got out of all that before certain Chinese viruses are attached to the world. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is she knows about food. She knows about cooking. She knows about these things. And Carla Smith, first-time listener in California, so inspiring. Thank you, Carla Smith. We'll be back to you in a second. Anyway, anecdote continues. So, you know, when we got this pizza oven at Christmas time, we thought, this is it. We'll never have to go out for pizza again. It's true. The pizzas we make at home now are much better than anything you can get in a pizza restaurant. They're brilliant. And every time we've done it so far, it's been perfect until tonight. So I switch the pizza oven on, it warms up, there's the stone in there, everything is fine. Our pizza dough has been rising for hours since this morning, blah, blah, blah. Everything as usual. First pizza goes in the oven. Wonderful, comes out of the oven, steaming hot. We cut it in half, share a half each. Second pizza gets made, gets thrown into the oven and immediately welds itself to the stone. The first time that's ever happened, nothing was changed, everything was exactly the same. It welded itself to the stone and caught fire. Now, the pizza oven, we can't have it in the house because it's too dangerous to have it in the house. We have it in the garage, believe it or not. So suddenly the garage went on fire. So we opened the garage door very, very quickly, managed to pull the pizza oven out, somehow managed to get the stone out of the pizza with this flame-grilled pizza on top of it, got everything on the ground, got the fire out, and so on and so on and so on. I have no idea what happened. But like I say, it's been one of those days today. So fingers crossed, the final hour, which we have just broken into in this part of the world, will go better. Let the Good Times Roll by Ray Charles. Yes, that would be a good tune to play, wouldn't it? We could do the Louis Jordan version too. That would also be good. Anyway, there we have it. There we have it. Right, now there were two things I wanted to go back to. One of them was Ian, wasn't it? Charlie Fechter, there's another day as well. Another new name. Hi, Charlie. There's only one really bad day, the day when you forget to stand up again. It sounded like that today. Ian, it was Ian Walker, wasn't it? Talking about my weird registration. Okay, the weird registration I had was the Vox Humana from the Swell with a 2-foot flute, coupled down to the Positive, which has something like a sesquialtera, if you like, so a 2-rank sort of mixture thing, a third and a fifth, doing that kind of thing. Another third, a terza, as it's called in Italian, and I added the tremolo to that. So it sounds a little bit baroque when you do that. That doesn't sound too bad at all. And to accompany it, I just had the flute harmonique, or the flauto doppio, as it's called in Italian, accompanying that. Sounds all right, doesn't it? Yeah, I think I'll save that for the future. That does not sound good, says Captain Trevithick. I take it you're talking about the burning pizza and not the sounds there. Right, now, Carla Smith, first time listening in California. Carla, tell us a little bit about yourself and welcome to the Gartshore Gang. While you do that, I'm going to play a non-politically correct piece of music from the Actually, no, this is not from the 20s. It's even earlier than that. It's from the 1910s. From the 1910s. I don't know who wrote it. I honestly don't know who wrote it, but Urza will find out for us. Thank you for doing this all the time, Urza. You really are amazing. Mwah. Thank you. Okay, this is a wonderfully politically incorrect piece of music called Chinatown, My Chinatown. And you have to, it's law, you have to start by doing this. Oh, yes, they don't make them like that anymore. Chinatown, my Chinatown. Robert Warner puts a Japanese bridge. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Lucian, William Jerome, words, and Gene Schwartz, music. De Schwartz. We've got him, we've found him, De Schwartz. Perfect. I'm guessing that Gene Schwartz was not a member of the Anglican Church then. All the fun of the... I am naughty, I know. I can't help it. I can't help it. I put a program together some time ago, and I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it. Are we going to do that? Nah, we're not going to do that. Let's do one more on this organ here. And then we're going to change to theatre organ. And we might, towards the end of the evening, change to Hammond organ. Johnny Pritchard, I love you. Careful, sir. Careful, sir. Careful, sir. I know it's a modern age, but, well, you behave yourself. The radar is jammed. What does that mean, the radar is jammed? Everything's working fine here. Uza, what do you mean by the radar is jammed, or is that directed at somebody else? Anyway, let's do one more. Let's go to the 1920s. Fats Waller, I think. Fats Waller. I'm sure it was Fats Waller, but he wrote it for somebody else. I should remember this one. LiDAR. I've got LiDAR on the back of this iPad. I've never used it for anything. I don't really. Fats Waller, the first jazz organist to be recorded. Wonderful guy. Fats Waller, huge in all directions, hence his nickname Fats. You wouldn't get away with that in this day and age, would you? Imagine, you know, the chubby kid at school, if you called him Fats, you wouldn't get away with that in this day and age, would you? But back in those days, it was perfectly normal. Do kids have nicknames these days? Here, do we have any sort of youngish parents there, or parents with kids of the nickname age? My nickname at school was Badger because I went grey. I had a sort of a grey streak even when I was still at school. I started going grey at 15, and my nickname was Badger, which I thought was quite nice actually. It's not too bad a nickname. It didn't refer to my odour or anything like that. I didn't smell like a badger. Or maybe because I was tight as a badger's arse. That might have something to do with it, but I don't know. Anyway, did I grow up in the UK or Germany? I've only been in Germany for 25 years. I moved here in 2000, so I was brought up, of course, in the north of Scotland, where I come from, Inverness, in the north of Scotland. You can tell by my accent, can't you? Like I say, we're frightfully posh. What am I talking about? Fats Waller. Anyway, yes, Fats Waller. The wonderful jazz organist Fats Waller. Huge guy in all directions, but had the most amazing technique. Huge hands. I mean, when he played a tenth, there's a tenth. There's a tenth. That's nothing. Fats Waller could do 10, 11, 12, 13. He could stretch a 13th. That's almost 2 octaves, for heaven's sake. 15 would be 2 octaves. That's as good as he is. Right, here's a piece of music called Come On and Stomp, Stomp, Stomp. So if you want to get up and stamp on the floor, if you live in an upstairs flat and you want to annoy the neighbours downstairs, this is the tune to do it. Come on and stomp, stomp, stomp. 2, 3, 4. Come on and stomp, 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 stomp. Come on and stomp, stomp, stomp. Jeff, overhead camera position much better. Yes, I prefer that too. It's a bit, you know, a lot of these organs are on this manual, so you get to watch my bald spot rather than do this. So I lean back for that, and you can get in here. What we need is an organ where this is the great manual. Swell. And then something, da-da-da-da-da-dum. I have an idea. Let's change organs. Let's leave Alessandria. And let's fly away. Today we're going to fly away to, let's fly to New Jersey today. We're not going to fly to Detroit. We're going to fly to New Jersey, and boom, we're going to have one of these. What are we on there? There we go. We're going to have one of these, a Morton, a Wonder Morton theatre organ. So now, if we have our overhead, you've got the accompaniment manual here, which is basically your left hand at the great. And then you've got all your... Can I actually do... Does that detract if I have the pedal there? Does that detract? I suppose it only detracts if I'm down there, which I rarely am. What do you think? What do you think? Shall we leave it like that for a while? Let's do a fun piece of music. Let's dedicate this one. I'll dedicate it to Joe again, because Joe's coming up with all sorts of tunes for tonight. So let's have this. Let's have this. Let me just double check and see if I'm missing anything in the background. Has anyone else been to the box office this evening? No is the answer to that. Has anyone else attacked the wish? Is there actually anything left on the wish list? I honestly don't know, to be honest. We've been very generous on the... Oh, there's a couple of things left on the wish list. Cool. Thank you. So yeah, if you want to help out with tangible assets, the wish list is the place to do it. If you want to help out with daily expenses, life in general, and filling up. I'm looking at the camera. There's the main camera's yonder. It's very hot up here. Check that. That's real grease, ladies and gentlemen. What was I talking about? I have no idea what I was talking about. Put the pedal cam top left. Easier said than done at the moment, but I could think about doing that. Would that not be psychologically weird if the pedal cam was above my head? Sorry, I'll go back to this. Wouldn't that be weird if the pedal cam was above my head? You see, the way I had it originally was, that used to be the overhead camera there. And the pedal camera there. It's confusing, isn't it? What I do, of course, I have the split cam, where all three together. And theoretically, that should be the pedal bottom left, and the overhead, and then the main one over on the right. But that was confusing people, so I did it this way instead. The trick is, you can never... You see, if I have the pedal cam down there, it covers up my tasty beverage and my little toy. See? Anyway, a piece of music for Uncle Joe. It's called The Continental, and that can be a dance or a car or a cocktail, depending what you fancy. The Continental. A fun piece of music, I hope you'll agree. Who wrote The Continental? It was not written by Cole Porter. It was not written by Irving Berlin. It was not written by the Gershwins. Who wrote The Continental? I don't know. I do know it was 1934. Put the keyboard on the overhead camera more to the right. Why? What would that do? At the moment it's central. It's in the middle, see? It's in the middle. Oh shit, hold on, what am I doing? That. Well, actually, let me get rid of that for a second as well. It's right in the middle. If anything is not symmetrical in this world, people get worried about it. People get worried about it. But yes, thank you for, if you have any tips and things, then yeah, bring them on. Conrad is the composer of this wonderful piece of music. Thank you, Uza. Conrad, there we are, we learn something every day. Andrew, where are you from? Andrew is watching this while he's doing homework due tomorrow. I hope. What kind of homework? Is it music homework? I hope it's music homework, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. Is there anything we can help you with, Andrew? We have some very intelligent people in the Gartshore gang. We have all sorts of people. We've got scientists, we have artists, we have we have medicinal people. We have all sorts of people. Flemming Ege Meilstrup is also here this evening. Good evening, Flemming. Welcome back. Haven't seen you for a long time. Oh, lovely. Well done. Haven't seen you for a while. Any other new names in the chat I haven't spotted yet? Oh, lovely. Well done, everybody. Nice to see you all. Yes, Andrew, where are you from then? Tell us more. Kinematics A-level maths. A-level maths would therefore suggest you are from England land, which is very good, Andrew. So where exactly are you from? Tell us more. Kinematics. There you are. Who's into kinematics? Kinematics. Who's your best bet for kinematics? I'm going to say Robert Varner, at a guess, is your best bet for that kind of stuff. What else? More space to put pedal cam there. See more of the registrations. Owen, hello Owen. Oh, here, more people here. Owen Sayer, working on satellite design homework here. Music is the best help there is. Thank you. Thank you, Owen. That cheered me up. Thank you, Owen. That's lovely to hear. Satellite design homework. Right. Cam, you know Elon Musk. Cam, can you get Owen contact to Elon? That would be good fun. Andrew's in Windsor. There we are. Windsor's a lovely part of the world, famous for various things. Particularly famous family that lives in Windsor. They're pretty good. French horn is a universal dilettante. That's good. I like that. Yeah. Dominic Eckard has arrived. Hello, Dominic. Hello. Lovely that you made it. Splendid. Right. Oh, this is good. There we are. I'm cheering up slowly. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let me have a look what's happening over there. That's not cheering me up, but you know what to do. You know what to do. For those who arrived late, I had a shit day today, and I need you to cheer me up rather than me to cheer you up. But I suppose it's mutual, so we get to cheer each other up. That's what I'm trying to say. Here's one for the Gershwins. We have to have a Gershwin while we're at it, and I think what we'll do actually, we'll change the registrations slightly. We want these registrations because they have a piano in them. There we go. And a slightly softer. A slightly softer opening registration. The Gershwins, 1924. Windsor is famous for tie knots. Ah, well, yes. It's old. I could show off at this point, but I'm not going to. But yes, I have a direct connection to the tie knot of the same name. But you don't need to know that. Oh Lady Be Good by the Gershwins. Talking about universal dilettantes. Lady Be Good. Whew, by the Gershwins, 1924? Good fun. This is the only sport I get these days. Well, that's not true, actually. Carting a 2.5-year-old daughter around the place is definitely going to do it for you as well. Definitely going to do it. So, yeah. It's the only sport I get. It's 23:30, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we're going to make it to midnight tonight. My brain is telling me that it's going to be time to disappear at some point. So let's leave New Jersey and the home of the Wonder Morton, and let's swan off to, let's go to Detroit after all. We'll go to the Fox Detroit with its huge, gorgeous, ballady Wurlitzer, 4 manual 36 rank Wurlitzer. And let's do some ballady stuff with lots of soft, soppy tibias. Tibias are the big thing, big fluty things that sound like this. How nice. Who dis? Dominic! Dominic has taken a trip to the box office. Thank you very much, Dominic. Lovely to see you again. Splendid. Let's have a cute, an old-fashioned song to finish this old-fashioned evening. We need strings and we need a vox humana. So here you are, basic strings. Actually, there's no strings. Well, yes, there are actually. The wonderful thing about theatre organs, let me show you the screen. There you are. That's what I have to work with. That's what I have to work with. Isn't that frightening? Check that out. Now, it's basically top to bottom. So there's the pedals at the bottom. There's your left-hand accompaniment. There's the great. There's the orchestral, and there's the solo. It's not called orchestral. It's called, what's it called? Bombard. And then there's the solo. So down here on the accompaniment manual, I have an open diapason, a soliciono, a quintadina, and all the tremulants on, and it makes this gorgeous. It's a beautiful, simple sound. If I add to that some strings, see that? I've just added a viol d'orchestra with its celeste. I've added an oboe horn. That's all I've added to that. And it gives you a slightly more stringy. Slightly more orchestral sound. Now next, I'm going to add to that 4 ranks of Vox Humanae to give it its Latin title. Oh my God. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, there's a Dulciana in there for the fun of it. Not that you can hear it, but it's in there. And all the other stuff. I'm not going to give you all my secrets, obviously. Somebody will probably have photographed that. Nancy has joined us in the background. Nancy, are you in the chat? Nancy has bought 2 Chicago-style pizzas are being ordered for you. Mwah, thank you. It might take a couple of months to get them. Might not be that tasty when they arrive then. There's a slowdown on the Kennedy Expressway. Thank you, Nancy. Lovely to hear from you again. Yay! Thank you. Oh, that's nice. That cheered me up. That cheered me up no end. Lovely. That's fun. Anonymous is asking a question. Anonymous, how is it? Why do theatre organs sound so different to church organs? The simple reason is they're not designed to sound like church organs. They're designed to be orchestral instruments. They rely heavily on the tremulant. Tremulants off, tremulants on. It gives that vibrato effect. It gives that lovely sort of Parkinson's effect to the air. And it just sort of works. It's lovely. And if you have strings and vox humanae, it's a more symphonic, but it's a more sort of orchestral sound. Simple as that. These things were designed to replace entire orchestras, whereas a church organ is just designed to lead a congregation in awesome singing, that kind of thing. That's very basic explanation, but that's not exactly what it's all about. Returning to GOC has added his name to the chat and has put a dot in the chat. Or is it? Yes, it is a dot. It looked like a speck of fly poop on my screen. Old-fashioned love, this one is called. But because we didn't have much dinner tonight, we're going to rename it old-fashioned lunch. old-fashioned lunch, old-fashioned love. A slow foxtrot there to saunter along to and hopefully enjoy. Pretty much the final number for this evening's entertainment. I love a good theatre organ when it does things like that. This thing is so easy to play. It just does it for you. I know that sounds sort of a bit, weird, but it does. It just does it for you. You just get the right registrations and press some keys, and it just does it for you. It's wonderful. It just kind of does it. What shall we do here? Let's have... actually, I know what we'll do. This is Urza's favourite tune. I don't need the music for this. This is Urza's favourite tune. And it sounds really gorgeous on this organ. Check this out. Hi, Sandra. Sandra's arrived in the chit chat too. It's, yeah, like I said, it's so easy. It just does it for you. All you've got to do is just start playing. Is Berkeley Square still there? Of course it is. When was this written? Ooh, I don't know. You'll have to ask Uza about that. 30s. Sometime in the 30s. Sometime in the 30s. It's all beautiful tunes like that are written in the key of E flat. This one as well. Somewhere. Also, it's E flat. There's something about it. Someone to watch over me. Ta-da. And so on and so on. Isn't that cute? They're all written in E flat, all those gorgeous old ballads. Marvelous stuff. Now this organ doesn't just do that, it can also do the jazzy stuff, and it does it rather nicely, as I shall hopefully demonstrate here. Final number for this evening. My brain is dissolving slowly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for, I'm going to say, attempting to cheer me up tonight. Like I said at the beginning, if you've arrived late, I had a horrendous day today. Everything that could have gone wrong today did go wrong today, and then some. Nothing bad happened, but it was just the sort of the, you know, if you have a 2.5-year-old, well, it's the terrible twos. All of you who've ever had children will know exactly what I'm talking about. The terrible twos, they're in full force at the moment. And add to that a 1-year-old dog in the middle of his puberty. A Labrador in the middle of his puberty, and just add that together and keep mixing it until everything explodes. And that was our day today. And Vanessa and I, we just gave up at some point today. We just thought, right, sod it. We'll let the little one do her thing. The dog, we let him do his thing in the garage. This is before the pizza went on fire. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And then a number of other things happened. Some weird stuff happened as well, and then our pizza caught fire in the oven. It's just yeah. So anyway, so I'm glad I did do the concert tonight. It was very good. From you guys, there was a lot of you there, and you had some fun stuff in the old chit chat. So thank you for you did cheer me up a bit this evening. Yes. I'm going to bed in a minute. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning. The heating guy is going to arrive. Oh yeah, the heating buggered itself up again. Sorry, I said a rude word there almost. So he's coming tomorrow to fix that, hopefully for good. Something else is happening tomorrow. I don't know. But tomorrow we're going to jump in the car and we're just going to bugger off for the day. As soon as the heating guy is finished, we're going to disappear. Thomas, yes, you're right. For many years I played in a jazz band, and our opening number was Panama. Some people call it the Panama Rag. It's just called Panama though. 1911, very, very old tune, and I'm going to finish off with that tonight. So it's I used to start up with it on every concert, and now we're going to finish with this. Panama. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for cheering up. Thanks for chipping in. Very kind indeed. I'll go and have a look at all that in a minute when I'm done. I hope I haven't missed anybody. The other night I did miss somebody. There was something else on the wish list that came in on Friday night which I missed. It only arrived late, so thank you to you, whoever you were. And yeah, so sometimes these things come in late, sometimes they don't. Anyway, thank you all. See you all very soon. Now, Friday night coming up is going to be the usual Friday night is music night. On Saturday we have a special event. Now, this is an interesting one. I'll be telling you about this. No banana yogurt in the car. Yes, you're right, Mike. No, not this time. Next Saturday, we're going to have an event. It's actually a private event, but we're going to sort of invite you to be part of the public thing. Our friend Ingo here, that's Bodensee Horn. he runs an establishment, shall we say, and they look after people with various disabilities and all that kind of thing. A wonderful institution, and they do amazing things. We've done this before. This is the second time we're going to do it. We're going to put on a silent film night for the folks down there. Now this is down in the Bodensee area of Germany. That's Lake Geneva from the other side, the Bodensee, and it's Lac Léman, I think they call it in French, isn't it? But anyway, is that right? I can't remember my geography, but never mind. So we're putting this on for them. Now I'm doing it from here. This is a live stream from this part of the world, but it's going to be an unlisted live stream. It's not going to be available to the general public. Now, if you are a Tuba member of the channel, you will get invited automatically to this event. So if you were here last night, you can join us on Saturday as well. And I'm rather cheekily going to open it up to the public if you buy a ticket. Simple as that. So the film in question, I'll tell you all about it through the week. I'll put up some posts and links and all the rest of that. It's going to be a fun night. There will be some music, there will be the silent film, and we will end with some music as well. Any moderation I do, any sort of presentation I do, will probably be in German, believe it or not, because Ingo and his guests are all down there. They're all German speaking. The film itself is an old English language silent film, so the cards that come up are in English. So Ingo, I'm guessing you're going to have a microphone, you're going to translate the cards as they come in, that kind of thing. So it's going to be a silent film night, but it's going to be a silent film night invitation only, as it were. So that's the way we're going to do that. It is a private event for Ingo and his guys and girls down there. I spoke to Ingo about it, and he said, yes, we can open it up to the public invitation-wise. So Tuba members are automatically invited, and everyone else gets to chip in and buy a ticket. So there you are. It's going to be good fun. I'll let you know in advance. It's a Buster Keaton film. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. It's a Buster Keaton film, but it's more of a romantic comedy than a slapstick comedy. Let's just put it like that. Good fun. Definitely good fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great fun. Yeah. I hope to see you there. We will do it in a different way, by the way. So if it will be a live event, what we'll do, we'll have the... Lucian, will there be an opportunity? Yes, there will. Of course there will. There always is. I'm still Scottish, don't forget. Mike, I will send links. I'll send links throughout the week. What will happen though, we will have at the beginning of the concert, beginning of the stream, the chat will be open, but as soon as the film starts, the chat will switch off, because you're going to watch the film, aren't you? You can't go to the cinema and chat to your friends. So it's going to be like a proper night out at the cinema. So the chat will be switched off, and then when the film's finished, we'll switch the chat back on again. How about that? We're going to do professional stuff. It's so exciting. Anyway, you'll find out about it in community posts. I'll probably do a teaser video at some point through the week as well, and so on and so on. Question, will there be organ festivals on the channel in the future? At some point again, yes. They're a lot of work for not much reward, so yes. But at some point, yes, is the answer to that. Right, I'm going to bed. See you all on Friday at the latest. And here we are with Panama. See you, folks. Panama, to finish this evening's miscellany. That's what it is. A miscellany of tunes, a cornucopia of crap. No, not at all. A horn of plenty. That's a naughty word, isn't it? Yeah. See you all very, very soon. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I look forward to catching up with you through the week. Night, night.